all in on Trump is actually a grandpa and he's a super nice guy. I saw a video that should be, I think, the lead for Trump's ad buys right now. It was Trump going to Grandparents' Day with one of his granddaughters in North Carolina. I think Lara Trump, her daughter, I think it was in North Carolina. I could be wrong. If I were buying ads right now, I would be buying social media ads of Trump holding that little kindergartner, it looked like, hand, and walking into Grandparents' Day, and I would be putting those everywhere, where every mom and grandma goes on social media, so that you couldn't miss it. And the reason why I say that is, I actually think Trump has an opportunity to be way more likable than he is. I don't think the same is true for Biden. I think they've already played the Uncle Joe, Grandpa Joe card, and today with him turning 81 buck, his greatest flaw is his age, and every day it gets older. So, I think their thesis was, we're going to lose to Trump, and he's going to be unelectable in 2024 based on the legal proceedings and everything else. I think that's failed. And I think worse than failing, I think it's backfired on them. Remember the Wall Street Journal had a story, Buck, where they said they tested all these super negative ads. That's back. They actually worked in his favor when they were running ads about his legal issues.
It feels to me like there's this exuberance, there's a, right now the GOP has an overconfidence, and I can't shake that, and I think it's because I've got, post-2022 trauma,
I remember in 2022, Republicans won nationwide by 2 points. The problem when you look at the total vote,
we didn't win what we needed to win. We didn't win the races we needed to win.
Correct. But if you won a national popular vote by 2 points in the presidential race wouldn't be close. And so I get the frustration over 2022, but when you actually go back through it, we had a red wave in New York and in Florida, but a red wave requires you win by 5 or 6 points in order to truly flip things in a big way in the House or the Senate. That didn't happen. And honestly, I think, and I hate to give him credit, but I think a lot of that was candidate quality. I think if the Republicans, I worked as hard as I could for Herschel Walker. If the Republicans had run the blandest, most boring Republican Senate candidate in Georgia, I think they won every other race by 7.5 or 8 points. I think they would have won. And I think the same thing likely would have happened in Pennsylvania if McCormick had been the nominee. I think that if they hadn't had a disastrous Mastriano, who we liked, but he lost by 14 points. So I think what's going to happen, Buck, in your historical analogy, is Biden's not going to run. I think it's the Democrats whose strategy is flawed, and they're going to have to adjust. And then that's when I get nervous, because we're all geared up for Trump v. Biden, and I think Biden is the weakest candidate that Democrats can put forward.
This is so interesting, because there are people who really believe out there who are very conservative, who are very right-wing. They think that the Democrats are very quiet about it right now. They can beat Biden. No, the polls right now are, it looks like this thing is almost over before it started, but we have to banish that thinking right away, because a year is an eternity.
It is an eternity, but I would say that lots of things can change the tone and box involved Trump or Biden. And look at what happened with COVID in February and March of 2020. But I do think we have to recognize that this campaign is unique in a way that nothing like it has ever occurred in any of our lives, where every single person knows everything about Joe Biden and everything about Trump. Usually the challenger is not that well known. If it's a Trump-Biden rematch, everybody knows everything. So redefining the candidates becomes very, very hard.
Isn't that then just, the question is, if this is going to be turning on a razor's edge, who's going to be better? Right? This is where it needs to be.
I think, well, to get out, but your thesis, which is scary, is that the candidate doesn't matter if the Democrats have perfected the get out the vote machine in the states where it's going
if you're asking what keeps me up at night about this election, and put aside any actual shenanigans or fraud or cheating, it's that. I think the better in Pennsylvania and in Michigan than we are today. Yeah, that in Arizona concerns me. What do you think? We'll go to some calls. 282-282. We're doing something special for you and others the first weekend in December. Join us in Tampa for this year's Invest Well Summit. It's an opportunity to learn how to create financial freedom and security for your future. You're going to hear from a wide variety of speakers like me, and so many others. This takes place over a 3-day weekend, Friday through Sunday, December 1st through 3rd. Dutch Mendenhall, the co-founder and CEO of Rad Diversified, a company that introduces you to alternative investment ideas that can lead you to wealth. Dutch himself has done very well, growing a $200 million real estate portfolio from scratch. Learn how to diversify your portfolio without relying solely on Wall Street. Explore alternative investments, gain access to unique opportunities and hidden gems, and uncover untapped potential in real estate startups and innovative technologies. You'll also learn how to reduce your tax burden and much more. Expand your investment horizons and secure your financial future. Secure your seat at InvestWealthSummit.com today. Heard it on the show? Hear more on the podcast. Clay and Buck Podcast Deep Dives. More content, more common sense. Find the guys on the iHeart app or wherever you get your podcasts. It matters where you get your neighborhood. Stay connected with KFBK News Radio. Hi, there is Mal Walsh. I just came back from a fabulous tour of northern Italy with Conservative Tours. And I'll tell you, they just put on a wonderful tour. And now, great news as we are headed to southern Italy. This is going to be next spring, and I'd love for you to join me. The group going to northern Italy, they were fantastic. We're talking 12 magical days in luxury, once again with the professionals at Conservative Tours. We're going to visit the Abbey of Monte Cassino, the best medieval Caserta, Sorrento, the lost city of Pompeii, Positano of Malta, and a chance to see the greatest sights in Rome. We'll even take the high-speed jet foil to the Isle of Capri. We're going in spring, April 10th through the 22nd. 52-67 includes your airfare. Dining events that you'll remember years from now. Call Conservative Tours toll-free, 888-733-9494, 888-733-9494. You go to conservativetours.com to find out more. Please join us next spring in Italy, and I'll see you on the Amalfi Coast. Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Gary here from Bell Brothers. And we want you to know that it's different which plumber you call. At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile. They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their truck, so they won't have to order something and then come back later. They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys. So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, prescription is prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brand. And up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your progress, Building a better Sacramento.
you got for us?
Hi, you guys asked if we might be missing something. We are all missing. Here's what I think we are missing. Democrats do not care. Biden is incompetent. In fact, by voting for Biden, it's like liberals are giving everyone the big middle finger, as in they could put forth big words, still vote for him because they all know that the liberal machine is running the country, and that's why I think Biden will unfortunately.
Well, I've been saying for like a year now.
Yes. I see everything falling into place for that to happen.
Yeah.
I get fear. Well, I mean, John Fetterman, Bigbird's probably better spokesperson than John Fetterman was in the 2022 election. Jessica San Antonio, down in Texas with us. What's up, Jessica?
Hey guys, okay, so my take on all of this is, and I don't even know who this person's going to be. I would be very interested to know who Trump is going to have running with him, who his running mate is going to be. I think that's going to be of the utmost importance.
Jessica, you didn't vote for, according to this, you didn't vote for Trump in 2020. Who did you vote for, or did you not vote at all?
I sat out 2020 because I was always a Democrat, but I could not even. I can't stand Joe Biden.
Okay, so what made you change? You said you're a lifelong Democrat. I've talked about this. I voted Democrat earlier in my life. I think Democrats have gone crazy, but I'm curious, was there something that occurred?
Jeez, what were they looking at? Damn.